Yo, it's me, Uncle Ricky. Well, got another 4th of July under the belt. Country made it, supposedly, as the United States, for another year running. It's been a good run. But the question on everybody's mind has got to be, how long will the run last? Are we at the end of our democracy, or are we at maybe the turning point of our democracy? Are we getting ready to go into a new chapter of Americana, whether it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing, and will democracy be a part of the new chapter? Well, if certain people have their way, the minority people that want to be the majority rulers, that, the few ruling the many, the MAGA crowd, however they determine themselves to be worth, to be part of MAGA, to be part of the new ruling class in America. We don't know, but obviously it's not a thing for everyone in this country, because the majority of the people in this country overwhelmingly seem to support democracy in the form that it is. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but that's what most of the intelligent polls say. But there's still that few that are determined to be the voice for everyone. MAGA USA. Oh boy. But back to the 4th of July. Seems that America celebrated, the Second Amendment rights with shootings galore, mass shootings, where more than 3 people died. It's not even it's not even reserved for a holiday anymore. It's an everyday thing, but it seems that we put on our best, body-grabbing gear for the 4th of July. Philadelphia. Person in body armor, resembling the shootout in L.A. that started this thing about all police forces in major cities and little country hamlets being armed better than the 82nd Airborne. But I digress. Terrible. But surprisingly, with all the things that, the Philadelphia Police Department are accused of as far as being gung-ho and over the top and killing people unnecessarily, this person who was had body armor and an AR type assault rifle and a handgun, surprisingly, he gave up without a fight. I don't know. Go figure. But anyway, things are just that crazy. The Iowa caucus, Iowa Republican caucus, they're all out there. And they're all trying to get the Iowans to say that, we're the new coming of the Republican Party, but the twice impeached and soon to be probably criminally convicted of a whole bunch of stuff, allegedly, Donald Trump is still beating them all. It's like Republicans are putting all their money on somebody that obviously, just by the amount of things that he is accused of, even if he went through the law of probabilities, he's not going to beat all the charges, and there's more charges coming, and it seems that those charges may be even more serious in the weight of, what big of a transgression one man committed against the country while he sat in the Oval Office, the highest office in the land. This is America. Happy 4th of July. Another year, and we are more divided now than we ever were. 1965 is nothing compared, except for that, about in 65, people kind of like, it was a physical thing. It was, the civil rights against bull connors and fire hoses. But now we don't need, the country doesn't need the bull connors anymore, because they have the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court is, let's say, even being tolerant, nice, politically correct. In the words of President Biden, Joseph R., the Supreme Court is not normal. No, they're crazy. They're out of pocket. They are rogue. I mean, they are rogue. They are using their power to bring back a time in America that most of us had thought, for good, better, or worse, that we had escaped, that we had gotten past, that it was no longer a thing. Well, some of us were lulled into that lullaby, but many of us were just like, well, let's just wait and see. And unfortunately now we're seeing, and maybe we should have said something a lot sooner, because it's hitting certain people in this country in the head, left, right, up, down. And it's trying to be a knockout blow, but you cannot erase, you cannot eradicate, you cannot reduce a whole people into nothingness. You just can't. They may become an ugly stain on the underwear of the national fabric, but you cannot completely eradicate the whole people. It doesn't work that way. Not in this country. Not as ingrained as black people are into the history of this country. I mean, it's not that we're an afterthought. We were front here and present for a majority of the most important part of the making of the United States of America. And instead of dealing with us, it seems that this Supreme Court, this planned, this contrived, this carefully selected Supreme Court, I'm saying carefully selected, and it's not just Trump. This thing has been put together over the last 40 years. From Clarence Thomas on down to the last of the three stooges that went in under Trump. I can't say we were sold a bill of goods, because people saw it coming. I mean, it was people who were saying that it was coming all along, but the public was like, nah, that's the Supreme Court, it can't be happening. And now it has happened, and we are paying for our negligence, intolerance. I don't know, but we got to do something, and it's obvious maybe that the only thing that we can do, and we need to push for it vigorously, is to increase the size of the Supreme Court, to break that lock that they have, the 6-3 thing, and that's only, I mean, even these people are there for life, whether they're good, bad, whatever type justices they are, they're there for life. So this lock may last for quite a while, and when there's a death, depending on who dies and what administration is in the White House, and it seems that if certain people have their way, it just might be Trump in 2028. I don't know, but we can't survive like this. This is what we're looking at, 4th of July. Money seems to be the thing in this country. Well, money seems to be the thing in the world. I mean, it's unfortunate that 5 people, rich people, millionaires and billionaires, died doing something extremely stupid and something that obviously was not up to the task, and the only thing it was proving was somebody's satisfied one rich man's ego, and for other rich men just to go for the experience, to say that they did it and they paid the ultimate price, their lives. R.I.P., rest in peace. But it's amazing that the world still is paying attention to this event. But there's little being said about 400 migrants that drowned in a capsized ferry that was trying to bring migrants to freedom, to a better lifestyle. They drowned in the process, and they only got a little bit of press compared to a lot of press, 400 lives to 5, but the 5 were millionaires. They were movers and shakers, so I guess they get more, respect, press, more questions. It doesn't make any sense, but on we go. And like back to the 4th of July, you got part of the people, part of the leadership of this country, that was supposedly built on, democracy, the thought of, representation for all, no taxation without representation. Some people believe in no taxation whatsoever, And then when they got to admit the taxes or we need taxes, they want to be, even though their bank accounts are probably larger than 90% of this country, they want to pay less taxes than the average working Joe in the streets. That's where we are at the 4th of July in this country. But moving right along, this thing, like, this country was built on democracy, but a certain percentage, a certain party, a certain segment of a certain party in this country, they love Putin, and Putin is a bully. Putin is like the war with Ukraine. There really was no reason for the war with Ukraine except Putin wanted to have a war with Ukraine. Ukraine wasn't messing with Russia. They didn't give a damn about Russia. Ukraine was trying to do their own thing, whether it was corrupt or not corrupt or trying not to be corrupt or just they were being Ukraine, and Russia decided we want what you got, so here we come. And now we're embroiled in a war that's all about democracy and the rights of people just to be people. And we have a whole major Democratic Party openly rooting for the bad guy, the villain, the Simon Legree, the international Simon Legree, who's probably just as crazy as probably Trump, and maybe even Joe Biden for that matter, because Joe's slipping too, but he's still a representative for the good guys, unfortunately, and that's what we're going into the next election with. And that's sad, but that's all we got. So, it's up to us what we do with that, and I hope it all turns out for the best. But, you know what? America will go on, and it'll probably make another 4th of July. Well, that's it for me, Uncle Ricky. Look, peace out, and God bless all y'all, because we need it more than ever. And just see you when I see you, from Uncle Ricky at Uncle Ricky's house. Bye.